Welcome back to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I scored an absolute deal, I think, hopefully, on this unit right here. So this is an older HP. It is small form factor, not tiny, but similar to the other one I had. But with this bezel, it leads me to believe it's older. Anyway, I scored this for an amazing deal of $0. It was on Facebook Marketplace for $0 free. Come and get it. He actually had a few of them, but he was limiting people to one per person. He said he didn't know what was wrong with them, didn't know if they worked, didn't know if they didn't work. This one has an i5 in it. Some of the other ones had like AMD, the A series, like the A8 and stuff like that. And I know those don't do as well for mining. So let's see if we can't get this bad boy fired up and do a little mining. So let's go ahead and pop the top. I did notice this one has a different layout from the ones I've previously used. So it's got one stick of RAM in there, which that's fine. So it won't be running in dual channel, it'll be running in single channel. I don't know what CPU's in there, but it's got the torque screws that hold this cooler down. I'm not going to break that loose right now. I'll just fire it up and we'll see what CPUs look at through software. The full-size PCI Express slot is oddly enough on this side instead of on this side. And instead of having a 200 watt power supply, it's got a 240 watt power supply. So might have some, you know, a little bit more headroom. We could put an i7 in there. Probably have no issues, but it looks like it's missing the cooling shroud that goes right here to direct airflow. I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not, so, you know, we'll see. But this cooling fan is set up to blow air this way, so it's going to be catching like half of the cooler because the fan, yeah, we'll see. And it has no exhaust, just these little holes right there for free-flowing exhaust. Now let me get it plugged into a monitor and fire it up. All right, unfortunately, it's only got VGA out, and I can't find my VGA adapter right this second. So instead of looking for that, I have a pre-configured Hive USB drive. I'm just going to plug that bad boy in right there. Let's power it up. Okay, we got some beeps. Let me power that down and count them, but I think that's that might be RAM. All right, so those error code beeps, depending on what exact model this is, and I'm not sure what exact model, it could be the CPU or the RAM, but I couldn't find my VGA adapter, but I do have this GT1030. It's got HDMI out, so let's install this bad boy. It does not need external power either, so this thing might end up living in here. Let's pop this open. I think it should be this slot right here. There it is. She fits. I don't have the bracket to like hold that steady, but it should be fine. All right, so I've done a little troubleshooting. I went ahead and pulled that RAM out, and I threw a different stick of RAM in. It looks like it had a stick of Crucial. That does not look OEM, but it is an 8 gigabyte stick. I guess the stick's potentially dead. And now we have display. It would not display off of with that stick. It would just beep. So yeah, the system memory size is different from last startup. That means we're good. We should be able to just plug in the keyboard. Let's see here. Might have to restart it to get it to recognize this one. And let's go to F1. And oh, it's booting right into our USB drive. These did not come with storage drives. That's pretty typical of most office computers. They, from my understanding, most of the time dispose of them. They just don't want to risk losing any kind of compromising data. So I'll let this boot up into Hive and see what we got. All right, so we got her up and running. She's a little warm. I'm just mining on the CPU right now. It's doing about 1100, almost 1200 on XMR. It's just showing up on Unminable now. It takes a while for the hash rate to build up on pools. Let me go back over here and show you the rig. So yeah, doing 1200 or 1.2 kilohash. CPU's not getting as warm as I thought it'd be. It's at 77 degrees. I imagine if I had the cover over top of that, that would direct the airflow even better. So I don't think if I stay with this CPU, as long as I don't go to a bigger CPU, I don't think I'm gonna have to add any additional cooling. Now, 1.2 kilohash does seem low, so I'm gonna go and dig out another stick of RAM. We'll install that and see what kind of power or performance we can get out of the RAM running in dual channel. But in the meantime, I did want to, we'll go over here to Unminable and we'll see what 1.2 kilohash is generating with Doge, because we're mining a little bit of Doge right now. So 1,200 hashes, making 0.04. Is that right? Oh, that's random X. 0.04 Doge a day. Okay. Or 1.49 Doge per month. That actually is better than I thought. Let's see here. 1.2 kilohash. Yeah, same. So that's 0.04 Doge a day. Interesting. Now this will take a while to get a payout if this was my only computer, because the minimum payout is 30 Doge on Unminable, but I am going to be stacking additional computers mining to the same account, so we'll be generating and snowballing Doge. And the best part about this is this computer, minus the graphics card, we're not taking that into account. I'm only using that for graphics out right now. But the computer didn't cost me anything. Obviously, it didn't have a storage drive, so I'm putting a USB drive in there. That USB drive was, you know, super cheap. It's just a little 16 gig USB 2.0. You do not have to use a 3.0 drive, and I don't even think these are 3.0 slots. But yeah, let's go dig out another stick of RAM and see if we can't get some more performance out of this. All right, so we got 2 sticks in there. They're just little 4 gig sticks. We're doing a little over 1,300, so we picked up a little over 100 hashes. There's 1,340 right there. If we give her to the calculator and do 1.3, comes out to, sorry, 1.3 kilohash, 0.05 Doge a day. So still not much, but every little bit helps. I don't know why it keeps going to back to hashes. So yeah, 1.3 kilohash or 1,300 hashes, 0.05 Doge a day, and then it goes back to hashes. Anyway, so not optimal, especially with the price of Doge. And a good, easy way to figure out what these systems are making, you can just change it over to like USDT, because it's pretty much a stable coin. And 1.3 kilohash is 0.02, so this system is making a little over 2 cents a day or 62 cents a month. So wham bam, thank you ma'am, wrap it up, slap it up, go on home. Is this profitable to mine with? No. Are we burning more than 2 cents a day of electricity? Yes. How much are we burning? Not exactly sure. These chips are rated at like 65 watts, so I don't think we'd be burning a ton, especially if I pulled the graphics card out, let it mine on the chip, unplug the monitor, and just let it mine headless, because that's what I'm doing with these other ones over here. So these are just mining headless, but these are a little bit newer and they're getting better hash rates. So this is an i5 6500. That one's getting close to 2 kilohash. I think it's like 1.7 or 1.5, something like that. And then that one's an i5 4570, and that one's doing better as well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one, being that this is a little bit older i5. It is the i5 3470, 4-core, 4-thread, 3.2 gigahertz. I'm not sure. For right now, I'll let it mine until I figure out what I want to do with them. But yeah, you can't beat free, right, ladies and gentlemen? So now I just need the price of Doge to go even higher than it already is, which is ridiculously high. Today's date is November 19th, 2024, and Dogecoin is 38 cents, almost 39 cents. That's insane. Number 7th out of the top 10. All right, y'all have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.